Good evening. I want to wish and extend a warm welcome to everyone in the boardroom tonight. The board, the superintendent, and I were pleased that you have joined us as we celebrate student achievement, review information. We're going to make policy decisions tonight related to the effective operation of our Polk County School Board. We're excited about that. So I would like to call the August 13th, 2024 regular school board meeting to order. Now, if you can all stand, and I'm going to ask Justin Sharpless to give our invocation tonight, and then you can all remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for the fellowship we get to have together here, Lord, and we ask you to please give us discernment and wisdom as we, as board members, vote on policy and various other topics, that we remember that the guidance comes from you and that we make decisions that are pleasing to your will. Lord, we ask that you are with each member here today as they leave. Please give them traveling mercies and protect them, Lord. And we thank you for the beginning of a great school year. Please put a hedge of protection around each one of our school campuses and facilities. In your precious heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So, Mr. Granados, if you can come forward towards the microphone and lead us tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, very good. Everybody else can be seated at this point, except our special guest tonight. We are so thankful that you are here with us. And I mean, the first thing, could you introduce yourself and then introduce anybody else that you have with you tonight?
My name is Guadalupe, and I have with me is my little sister Jasmine, my mom, my big brother Jose.
All right, very good. Could y'all stand up for just a moment so we can recognize you? Thank you so much for being in the boardroom tonight. All right. Wow, you have a big fan base. Thank you so much. So I don't know a couple things about you. What grade are you in?
Fifth.
Fifth grade. And can you maybe tell us some hobbies or some things that about you that we should know? Now, well, yeah, I guess you have a shirt on. You can tell us what school you attend.
I attend Lewis and Woodbury.
All right, very good. So two things that I know about you, and maybe you can talk to us about it, but I know that you like to swim and draw. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So if you can draw anything that your mind would allow, what would it be?
An animal.
An animal. Wow. All right. Is there any particular animal that you would like to draw or that you do like to draw?
A dog.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. And then you swim as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. Do you want to, like, in competition or just for fun?
Just for fun.
All right. Very good. Very good. And maybe tell us something about a subject that you like in school.
Art.
Art. Very good. Very good. And all right, so you've got this idea of art, you're active, and now I'm going to ask that big question. This is the really big question, like future-wise. If you can look down the road and you have this beautiful picture in your mind of what you're going to do, what is that going to be?
A teacher.
Wow. All right. That's awesome. An art teacher? Is there any particular subject?
Math.
Wow. All right. Very good. We definitely need some math teachers. Great combination. I would say math, art, and sciences together. It's a great combination. So well done. Well done. So can you tell us what you like best about Lewis Anna Woodbury? Your school. What do you like? Something that sticks out to you? I know you've only had 2 days, right? So give us like the favorite thing that you've experienced in the last 2 days.
I saw my friends.
Ah, yes. That's like one of the most important things. Yes, it is. Very good. Well, we are so thankful that you're here with us in the boardroom tonight. It's an honor. You are a special guest, and we look forward to hearing great things from you in the future. And hopefully one day we'll see this piece of artwork that you've painted or you've drawn in our Smithsonian-affiliated museum here in Polk County. Would be pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So before you leave, we would love to get a picture of you and your family, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right, so if y'all want to come on to the middle here and the family can come up and we'll get a picture. That's right. And do you have your principal with you tonight as well? Is that?
Assistant principal.
All right, very good, very good. We're so glad that you're here as well. All right, thank you. Well done. All right, very good, very good. Board members, the first item now on our agenda is to accept our agenda. Superintendent Hyde, are there any revisions to the agenda as printed?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, there is one revision. Item J, number 1, staffing and district updates. The attachment was updated. That concludes anything for today's board meeting.
All right, very good. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to accept the agenda for August 13th, 2024 with the noted revisions. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
All right, so Mr. Sharpless made the motion and Mr. Nolte seconded. All those, let's go ahead and call for a vote. So the motion on the floor is to accept the August 13th school board agenda as printed. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right. And the next item up is new administrators. Superintendent Hyde, would you lead us through that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. I'm sorry. I had technical difficulties. I don't know what I touched to got my screen to change, but we got it fixed. So first and foremost, if you join me in recognizing Miss Leanne Bennett. She was the Assistant Director for Career and Technical Education. She's being promoted to Acting Senior Director for Career and Multiple Pathways. Ms. Bennett and her team have hit the ground running. She has already had several meetings with me. She's been out in the community. I'm really pleased to have her joining our team. Obviously, she brought a big group with her. So, Ms. Bennett, it's all yours.
I was trying to compete with Carolyn. I think I still beat her, but thank you, Mr. Hyde and board members, for the opportunity to serve the students of Polk County as Senior Director of Career and Technical and Adult Education. I'm truly honored and privileged and look forward to continuing to strengthen our programs in this position. Today with me, I have my family, Todd Bennett, many of you know, principal of Auburndale High School, my son Hagan, and my daughter Elizabeth. My mom is also with me, and we would not survive our life without her. She truly allows us to do what we do every day. I also have two mentors two mentors, Sharon Bates and David Bird, and David's wife, Sherry. Sharon found me over 25 years ago and brought me to Polk County to complete my internship. She invested in me to replace her upon her retirement and encouraged me throughout my career. When Sharon retired, she left David in charge of the department. And during that time, he supported me as a true mentor, both personally and professionally. When he retired, he left me in charge of the department. And I'm now happy to say I truly am. I'd also like to thank our CTAE staff for being here, for their support during this transition. They work hard every day to support our programs, students, and teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course. It's mandatory.
I gotta talk about my team.
Oh. Well, that's definitely mandatory then.
Okay, we'll do one without.
Congratulations. Oh. Oh, I thought they were already in there. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Next is Dana Burns, Assistant Principal at Fort Meade Middle Senior, now being promoted to Principal at Jewett Middle Academy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll move this up. I'm a little bit on the tall side. Thank you, Superintendent Hyde, Chairman Allen, and honorable school board members for having the confidence in me to lead Jewett Middle Academy. I would also like to thank Deputy Superintendent Green and Mr. Roberts for their support as I take on this new opportunity. It is important to me as well to thank those who have supported me and mentored me along the way. I'd like to thank Matt Blankenship, Principal of Fort Meade Middle Senior High School, Art Martinez, Tillay Kendrick, Tracy Collins, Michael Young, and also Lori McCown for their support along the way. Each of you have provided me such guidance and knowledge to help me find success in my career, and I am forever grateful for your support. I hope I can pay it forward to the next generation of great leaders. My biggest supporters, of course, have and will always be my family, thanks to my husband, Wes, who stands here with me tonight, my two sons, Lane and Tucker, and of course my dad, who have my back each and every day, no matter how heavy the lift may be. And finally, I'm proud to say that I am a Polk County native. I'm a product of this school system. I'm very proud of that fact. Raised right here in Bartow, graduate of Bartow High School, and my roots run deep in this community. Having learned so much from my upbringing about how important a strong work ethic is, advocating for myself, and working together can be done to improve my own success. I hope to continue these qualities to support Jewett's long-standing rich culture and helping to maintain our high expectations in academic achievement. And not to my success, but they did go from a C to an A this year without going Principal Williams, so I hope to continue that great success this year with them as well. So I thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your next promotion. Next is Antoinette Kirby, Principal at Lincoln Avenue Academy, transferring to Lawton Childs Middle Academy.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I would like to take this moment to thank Superintendent Hyde, Deputy Green, and my Regional Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Kendrick, for providing me this opportunity to lead Lawton into the future. I also want to thank everyone from Lincoln and from Winston for working together to ensure that we remain a jewel of Polk County. This year, we have really worked together as a team to ensure that we are committed to success and excellence. We are ensuring that we're bridging the pathway for all of our students to ensure that they attend Bartow IB and Haines City IB. Again, I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I want to continue the legacy of Lawton Childs Middle Academy. Thank you.
Great job. Congratulations. Next is Kayla Pagan Cartagena, Assistant Principal at Horizons Elementary School, promoted to Acting Principal at Lofman Oaks Elementary. And yes, my accent does come out from time to time.
It was perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to just take this opportunity to say thank you to all the support I have during my career. I want to thank my regionals, Dr. Henry, Nicole Bennett, also my mentor principals, Amy Hasemeyer and BJ Stinson. Also, I want to thank Mr. Hyde and Mr. Green for this opportunity. I'm very excited to be part of my community and be an acting principal of one of the schools around my neighborhood. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Next, we have Corey Claybaugh, Assistant Principal 11-month at Davenport High School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Davenport High School. I'm getting the nod. Melinda Dixon, Head of Program at Mulberry Senior High, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Mulberry Senior High. We have Shay Cole Edwards, Assistant Principal 11-month, Boone Middle School, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Boone Middle School. Did I pronounce that correctly? Shacole. Okay.
I didn't prepare a speech, so I apologize.
Okay.
But I would just like to thank my fellow principals for believing in me, pushing me to be this amazing leader that I desire to be. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for giving me the opportunity and being here today for support.
And don't think I didn't notice you hustling in the media center on campus on first
I
day.
was.
I saw you there, so good job.
Thank you.
Please bring your family up and friends so we can get some photos. But congratulations again. So next we have Melinda Dixon, Head of Program at Mulberry Senior High, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month Mulberry Senior High. Not with us this evening. We have Enrique Gutierrez, Assistant Principal 11-month at Crystal Lake Middle, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month Daniel Jenkins Academy. I'm getting the nod. Mario Jenkins, Assistant Principal 11-month, Auburndale High School, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month at Auburndale High School. Okay. Shelley Jeske, Head of Program Lakeland Senior High, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month Lake Ship Elementary. Okay. Cornell Kirkendall, Assistant Principal 11-month Kathleen Middle School, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month Kathleen Middle School. Okay. Leonette Muñez Perez, Administrative Assistant Stanbaugh Middle School, promoted to Assistant Principal 12-month Fort Meade Middle Senior. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sorry it took me a while to get to you.
It's fine. Good evening, board members, Superintendent Hyde, colleagues, and guests. I'm honored and grateful to stand before you today as a newly appointed Assistant Principal of Fort Meade Middle Senior. This moment is a milestone in my career, and it would not have been possible without the support of my family and all of those that have mentored me throughout this journey. I want to start by expressing my heartfelt thanks to each member of the school board, Mr. Blankenship, Ms. Collins, and Mr. Dent for entrusting me with this incredible opportunity. I am deeply humbled in their belief in my vision and my potential to contribute positively to this great school. In my new role, I'm committed to fostering a school culture of respect and high expectations. I believe that every student has unique talents and potential, and it is our duty as educators to help them discover and develop those gifts. I'm excited about the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And once again, I am grateful for this opportunity and all the work that we're going to continue doing at Fort Meade.
And you truly hit the ground running, because I visited your school to congratulate the staff on an amazing accomplishment for last year in their academic performance. And you were already there on campus working hard, so congratulations.
Thank you.
We're really excited for you. And let's please have your family and friends come down and let's take some pictures.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. Great job. And board members, we have Mario Jenkins, Assistant Principal 11 month from Auburndale High School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12 month at Auburndale High School. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Hyde. Thank you, Board. Truly is an honor and a privilege to serve in Polk County Schools, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. I want to thank Mr. Bennett, who has taught me just a tremendous amount over the past year. Since I've been in Auburndale, I've grown as a professional there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do to remove the barriers and help our students achieve the great things we know that they can do.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
We look forward to it as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Come on down, Todd. Board members, we will make sure to invite back everybody who wasn't able to be here this evening. It is the second day of school after all. So with dismissal, athletics already kicking off, as many of you know. It's just a busy time. I do have 5 additional names I'd like to read just out of respect for them and their peers and their accomplishments. We have Heather Powers, school-based coach at Lake Ship Elementary, being promoted to assistant principal at South Point Elementary. We have Javon Smith, Assistant Principal 11th month at Westwood Middle School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12th month at Lena Vista Elementary. We have Franklin Webster, Assistant Principal 11th month, Auburndale High School, promoted to Assistant Principal 12th month at Auburndale High School. We have Sarah Whitaker, Assistant Principal 11th month at Lake Gibson High School, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12th month at Lake Gibson High School. And finally, we have Hillary Wright, Assistant Principal 11th month at Citrus Ridge, a Civics Academy, being promoted to Assistant Principal 12th month at Citrus Ridge, a Civics Academy. If you'll please join me giving them a round of applause. And again, I'll work with the team to re-invite everyone who was not able to be with us in attendance to the next school board meeting. Mr. Chair, that concludes administrative announcements for this evening.
All right, very good. Thank you, Superintendent Hyde. Really appreciate us having the opportunity to hear from our leaders, and I love that aspect of our meeting. So the next item up would be special recognition. Superintendent Hyde, would you lead us through that?
So at this time, I'd like to bring up Ms. Carol Cook to present the FADS Award. I'm sorry. I have a, yes, ma'am, FSBA. I apologize. Ms. Cook, it's all yours.
Mr. Chairman, board members, superintendent, and staff, it is my pleasure to be here tonight. Before I begin, I want to commend Chairman Allen on your interviewing skills. You gave us the opportunity to get to know this young lady a little bit more that led the Pledge of Allegiance, and you did a fabulous job, so thank you. I am here tonight to recognize 2 people that have gone above and beyond. We all have our jobs as school board members, and we work hard, and we do what we can, and we learn about the things that are going on in the district. But FSBA offers many, many things for our members, and one of them is professional development. 2 of your board members tonight have earned their certified board membership. And what that means is they have gone through 96 hours of professional development. They have learned about communication. They have learned about policy. They have learned about bargaining. They have learned about the budget. They have learned about other things that will help make them strong board members. This does a couple of things. It allows them to set the example for the professionals in your district, to let them know that professional development is important. But more importantly, it helps them be good board members for the students in your district. Because the more we know about our job, the better we can do it. Now, I don't know, are there other board members here that, I know all of you and it's so good to see you, but are there others of you that have already earned your certified board membership? Or are these the first 2 for the district? All right, looks like it's the first 2 for the district. At your seats, you'll find that there's a pin that you can wear, and that we encourage you to do that so that you can let other board members throughout the state know that you have accomplished this, as well as a plaque that we present that you can hang on the wall in a position of honor somewhere. So that's up to you. So on behalf of the entire leadership development team and all of the leadership at FSBA, we congratulate you on a job well done. Thank you.
Awesome.
Getting ready to fight
Down, I'll
somebody,
read the
Mike
plaque
Tyson?
for everyone. It says, the Florida School Boards Association recognizes, and in this case, Dr. William Allen of Polk County School Board as a certified board member. And it's, congratulations. All right, Justin, congratulations. Nice job. Thank you.
All right, board members. Next up on our agenda is public comment for items on the agenda to be voted upon as adopted at the start of this meeting. And we do not have any cards for agended items. So we're going to move down to the approval of the minutes for tonight. So we need to approve two sets of minutes. The first set of minutes is from the July 23rd, 2024 school board meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the July 23rd, 2024 school board meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Ms. Wyatt made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded it. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And all those opposed? And that motion carries. And the second set of minutes is for the July 23rd, 2024 work session meeting. And the chair will entertain a motion to accept the July 23rd, 2024 work session meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wyatt made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, I would like to call for a vote at this time. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. Next up is consent agenda, and this is for approval of today's consent agenda. The chair will now entertain a motion to accept the August 13th, 2024 consent agenda as printed. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so I've got Ms. Wyatt that made the motion and Ms. Fields seconded. I'd like to now call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, and that motion carries. Next up is our action agenda for tonight, and we are down at Q1. And that first item is entitled Policy Updates. So to give context, board members, this block of policy updates came before this board during our May 14th work session. Also, we had a public hearing on these policies on July 23rd, 2024. And the recommended action is to approve all policies from the July 23rd public hearing. My plan is to vote on these through a single motion, but if you wish to vote on them individually, now is the time to do that. I would like to take a moment to read all the policy numbers and titles into the record. So we have 2423. This is entitled Academies and Small Learning Communities. 5410.01, Promotion, Acceleration, Placement, and Retention. Then we have 5830, Student Fundraising. We have 7440.01, Video Surveillance and Electronic Monitoring. 8405, School Safety and Security. 9130, Public Complaints. 9160, Public Attendance at School Events. 9,200 volunteers, 9,211 booster clubs and other outside support organizations, 9,215, this would be direct support organizations. So do I have a motion and a second on this block of policies?
So moved.
All right, Ms. White made the motion and Ms. Miller seconded. Any discussion, board members? All right. Seeing none, I would like to call a vote for this. Great work on these policies. Those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right. So at this point, the next item on our agenda is our superintendent's report. Superintendent, do you have a report for us tonight?
I do, sir. The next work session and board meeting will be held on September 3rd, 2024. The work session will begin at 12:30 p.m., and the board meeting will begin at 5 p.m. The meeting will be held at the district office located at 1915 South Floral Avenue in Bartow. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Superintendent. Next, we would have traditionally the attorney's report. Do we have anything?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, board members, and Mr. Superintendent. I have no report tonight.
All right. Great to have you in our presence this evening.
Very glad to be here.
And then moving from there, we have our auditor's report. We do not have a report from our auditor tonight. You have received several emails on the most recent audits conducted, and you can make reference to those. And then moving down, we now move to our board member reports. So we get to hear from you in our evening slot here. So I'm going to start actually at the lowest number and just work our way up. So I'm going to start with Miss Cunningham. You're recognized.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. I just want to do a shout out to our Polk County Public Schools Transportation Department. These folks are going above and beyond to help our students get to school and from school every single day. And I'm so glad that a few years ago we put in a call center, and the call center is now live. So kudos to Mr. Rob Davis and our district transportation team in putting this together yet another year. So parents, if you have bus-related questions and concerns, you may call 863-534-7300, extension 1, through Friday, August the 23rd. The temporary call center will be staffed on weekdays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. until school begins on Monday. Afterward, the call center will operate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Staff members will be able to provide help with all manner of transportation questions, including student bus numbers, stop times and locations, transportation eligibility, and bus delays. Families are also encouraged to check the parent portal at polkschoolsfl.com/parent portal for student busing information. And please keep in mind that there will be delays, as they are all the time, at least during this first week, until the bus drivers and the students and everybody kind of gets settled into the routine. So we appreciate your patience, but I just want to say kudos to our team for providing this call center. I know in the last 2 years, it has been a lifesaver for a lot of parents to be able to call and ask questions about their bus. Secondly, I wanted to also state that very proud of our team. Last year, we had over 60-plus bus driver vacancies, and as of today, Superintendent Hyde informed us during our work session that we have less than 25 bus vacancies countywide, and that's pretty good. So just ask everybody for their patience and be careful out there driving. And I do want to say, with the start of school, we have a lot more traffic on the roads, and I'm sure y'all have noticed that. And I'm going to echo what Sheriff Grady Judd has said. There's going to be a lot more traffic this school year, and our children are walking and biking to school. Please watch out for them. Slow down. Allow extra time for local travel, and please be patient with one another. Everybody's trying to get where they're trying to get to drop off their children, and we just need to be careful so that we can be safe. So we ask you to slow down in school zones and stop for school buses that are picking up and letting off our most precious resource, which is our children. And oh, by the way, please remember, school buses this year have ticket writing cameras for those who pass stopped school buses. Once again, if the school bus is stopped, the arm is out and it says stop. Please do not try to go around that bus because you could hit a child getting off or getting on. We don't want to have any problems with our traffic citations, and we just ask you to please be safe and let's make it a great school year. And that concludes my report, Chairman Allen.
Ms. Cunningham, thank you so much. We're moving to Mr. Nolte. You're recognized this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. Well, it's been 9 years since I retired from teaching, and I dearly loved that first day back with the students. It was always exciting, especially with the kindergartners that didn't know where they were going, and you'd walk them to the classroom, and it was I just loved it. Of course, now here we are in day 2 of our new 24-25 year, and we've got, Mrs. Cunningham mentioned about the traffic flow. Please be patient. Everything's going to work out. Just give it another few days or a week, and then everything will be perfect. I would like to congratulate all our schools that received A's this year, and the congratulations on all the schools that made a very super improvement. And it's just great that we were able to move ourselves up like we have, and I'm sure we're even going to have more exciting grades this year. Great things are definitely happening in Polk County, and it's definitely great to have everybody back. Again, thank you for your patience. It's going to be a great year. Prayers are with all our students and staff for an exciting new year. Stay safe, have fun, and learn a lot, and of course, God bless. Thank you, Superintendent and
All right,
Dr. Allen.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. Nolte. Ms. Wyatt, you're recognized.
Thank you. Looking back at the summer, we have so many graduates who go off and do great things and come back to do camps and programs for our students. So I just want to give a shout out quickly to some of our graduates who have come back and continued to invest in the community that they gave them so much. Several of them don't even live here anymore, but they make a concerted effort to come back to make sure that they're investing in the community that raised them, which I think is really cool and says a lot about Polk County Public Schools. One of my favorite events in the year, which don't tell anybody else that they're in service, is not my favorite event, but the bus drivers in service is one of the coolest events you'll ever go to. I think the highlight is when we stand up on the stage and get to recognize all of the bus drivers who did not miss a single day of school last year, which is over probably 30 to 40% of our bus drivers, I think, for those of you who are there, that is a lot of bus drivers to not miss a single day because they wake up every morning and prioritize making sure we're getting kids to school. So I just want to give them a shout out because especially when your wake up call comes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it would be very easy to press the snooze button on occasion, but we have people that truly care. The energy in that building also always is like nothing I've experienced. They are a group that not everybody that works for us truly cares about kids, but you can feel their passion for making sure those babies get to school. And they're the first ones that see them in the morning and the last ones that see them in the afternoons many times, and truly realize how important it is to greet them with a smile and to get them home safe. So just want to give a shout out to them. Rob does a great job with their in-service every year. And then back to school, we're officially on day 2. So had a great time yesterday getting to go around to several of the schools in District 4. I want to give major kudos to the new principal for Denison, Damian Jones. He had a well-oiled machine going at Denison. I may have texted Superintendent Hyde and said, please don't ever move him away from this school because he is doing an incredible job out there, working with the parents, working with the students, and to get that many, and there were probably 100 parents there to get T-shirts that were all out the door by 9:15 was pretty impressive to watch. So I just want to give him a major shout out for the work he's doing at Denison. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Wyatt. And Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
I just wanted to recognize the staff for their hard work during the summer months, because summer is one of the busiest seasons in preparation for a great start of the school year. So hats off to Superintendent Hyde and his team and to everyone in the school district for their hard work. Also, I want to commend Jesse Keene Elementary staff. I noticed that they had a bus tour where they actually took a bus ride in their community so they can get a sense of where their children live and their environment. And to me, that says a lot for them. And I think there might be other schools that's doing that, but I think that's a great example of what it should entail so that they can get a great sense of where their children live and what their environment looks like and how they can best support them. So hats off to their new principal, Ms. Perry, and her team. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Moving over to Mr. Sharpless, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair Allen. So I've attended a few events since the last board meeting I just want to make you aware of. The first one, along with Chair Allen and Board Member Wyatt, we attended the transportation in service. I got to tell you, it's so the passion our bus drivers and our attendants have for our students. It's unmatched. I sit in awe a lot of times when I talk to them. And not only that, but also our other staff members that are driving buses as well. They're just, I talked to one teacher at the bus driver in service that he said he wanted to get to know the students better, so he wanted to drive them in the bus first before he got to school. I said, man, that is dedication right there. So I just want to give a big shout out to our bus drivers. It was a great event. We have contact day every year before school starts for our teachers and training. And I decided this year to attend one. So I attended the literacy contact day at Tenorock High School. This was for ELA teachers from across the district. And I can tell you, we have some really passionate ELA teachers as well. I know a lot. We have passionate teachers in every area, but I was able to sit down with the ELA teachers and see what, just to see their passion and see what they were getting ready to teach. I actually attended one of their workshops with the teachers to see what they were learning. And it was an overview of our resources for secondary ELA teachers. And I can tell you that there's a lot of good things happening in Polk County Public Schools, and we support, at least the session I went, there's a lot of supports for the teachers there. I was able to go to the meet and greet for the McLaughlin Academy of Excellence new principal, Principal Williams. I'm very excited about the direction and her leadership that I think it's going to be a really good year for McLaughlin. And just want to say, Principal Williams, we're looking forward to seeing where you take the school. I want to give a shout out to two of my schools in District 6. The first one is Dundee Elementary Academy. They earned their first A this past school year, at least in recent history. And there's just a lot of hard work coming all the way from the administration down to the teachers and all the staff members. Also, Fort Meade Middle Senior. We talked about increases in achievement. Man, they really knocked it out of the park this year. I'm very proud of Fort Meade Middle Senior and for elevating up to a B as well. And the last thing I'm going to say, this Friday kicks off my favorite sport in all of, all sports is high school football. I love high school football. It's nothing that brings a community together like a high school football game. And so I plan on going to a different high school every Friday night and meeting people and seeing and watching my favorite sport, which it used to be college football. Now high school football is even elevated above that. So thank you to all the staff members who's made an excellent first day for our students. Let's have a great school year. And that is all I have. Board Chair Allen.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sharpless. And Ms. Miller, you're recognized.
Thanks, Chair Allen. I just have a couple of things. First, I do want to recognize a couple of my schools. Code Academy was Cumbia Elementary and has been Code for a few years now. And as an academy, we help celebrate them making the bee. And it kind of goes with their theme of bees and how they raise bees at the school. But the reason I really want to recognize this school is because as an academy, Code takes majority of their neighborhood. Code takes kids with all abilities. Code, out of my experience with our magnet schools, has the most diverse population and making gains with those students. So I think, everyone has a hard job, but when we see it in those areas where you're pulling from your neighborhood exactly why those magnets were created and having that kind of success, I think we should congratulate them. Along with one of my high schools, Lake Gibson Senior, if you look at all of the gains and you rank the high schools, Lake Gibson, which doesn't really have one of those attractor academies with it, is still making gains and pulling strong numbers just because of the culture they create there. So I'm super excited about that. But all of my schools, I was able to visit all of them but 2 before opening day, and I'm hoping to make it to the next 2 before too much longer. And it was exciting to see the people ready to come back, the staff that were excited. Some of our schools were cheering them in and having confetti parades just for the staff, so they knew how much they were appreciated. I want to recognize a gentleman I met at one of our bus depots. Jeff Whidden has worked for us for 26 years. And when you go into one of those depots where they see 200 buses and they have to have full service front to back every 28 days because the number of miles that they put on those buses every day, those are people that are very dedicated, because in the corporate, non-education, non-public world, they could make more money somewhere else, but they are dedicated to our students and have been for a very long time. So it was nice to meet Jeff and some of his crew there. One other thing similar to what Ms. Fields had mentioned, I think it's very important that our staff sees where their students come from. I stopped by Boswell and Hearth, Ben Roosh with the Hearth program, which is the program that covers all of our children that are homeless. They did a simulation for staff, and I called it like a biz town for adults. As the staff went in, they were given an identity, and they had to move about the room in different areas and experience life as maybe a child who suffered loss or a child who lives in poverty. And so they could recognize that some of the students coming in their front door on day 1 have a lot of challenges. So I thought that was great for staff. And most of our staff know who they're teaching in their schools, but for new staff or people that weren't familiar, it was very eye-opening for them. And they really thought that was a great experience. And other schools can ask for that training. It's through the Hearth program, and you can just send Ben an email and he can help make that happen for you. But no, we're excited that I don't know if we've ever had a meeting the second day of school, so I know a lot of people are not here tonight because they're having that tired second day of first week of school. But I appreciate the people that came tonight where we were able to recognize them, and I look forward to this new school year. Thanks, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Just a couple thoughts in reflecting on your ideas and story. Just by traveling around the school district and our county in the last few weeks, I get an opportunity to tell the story and the story of our data as it relates to student success. And, you say it and communicate it so much and where we were and where we are now. But I'm so surprised when I speak that so many people still have not heard it. And they're hearing it for the first time, which is mind-boggling because we've had a lot of press around it. We talk about it. And it's great to tell that story. The story of going from 3 A's to 15 A's, from 7 B's to 27 B's, from 41 D's to 7 D's, and 0 unsatisfactory schools within this very short period of time. You get to say that and express that so many times. And we've come a long way. And I know superintendent's like, hey, let's not take our foot off the gas pedal. Let's keep pushing forward. And I appreciate that momentum. And it is connected to our theme for this year, which is Polk Together. And we can't do all this individually, and it's together. So, thinking about Mr. Nolte talking about the A schools, and I was thinking about just floating around to a couple of my schools. I was at Oscar J. Pope and dropped a card off to Principal Windeman. She's a new principal at Oscar J. And hey, great to meet you. Keep pushing forward. That school went from a C to an A, one of 2, I believe, in the county that made that type of progression. And then popping over, as Ms. Fields noted, Ms. Perry. And Miss Perry is just a sweet soul. When she smiles, I mean, she just lights you up. And she is now moved from Oscar J. And I just hope she gets an opportunity to celebrate that A that she did and led at Oscar J. So great things happening at Oscar J. And then, obviously, as Miss Perry now moved over to Jesse Keene. So we've got great leaders. We're hearing from those leaders, and it resonates with this idea of pull together. This is what it is. This is our theme. And appreciate our PR staff. We're working on that logo. It looks great. You've got the polktogether.com, which is our new initiative. But Polk Together describes our school district's mindset to better serve students and their families by helping them become true partners, not passengers, in public education. And those are Superintendent Hyde's words. And for that, I'm thankful. So those are my comments for tonight. We will now move to our public comments. So the next item on our agenda is public comments addressing items not on our agenda tonight. As noted earlier, to register to speak, community members must fill out a speaker card in the lobby prior to the meeting. All speakers will be given 3 minutes. The light will turn yellow when you have 1 minute left. You'll hear that beep, and then your time is concluded. Please note that although the board encourages community participation, no immediate action will be taken on items presented during this public comment portion of the meeting. If follow-up board action is required, then the matter may be placed on the agenda at a subsequent meeting in accordance with school board policy. So I have a list of 2 individuals who have signed up to speak today, so I'm so glad you're in with us this evening. Could you please come forward when I call your name, state your name and address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. So first of all, we have Victor Chandler. You are first. And then secondly, we have Mai Sosa. All right. Very good. Mr. Chandler, welcome tonight.
Lake Florida. Last time I discussed your Florida state constitutional rights to, quote, operate, control, and supervise all free public schools within the school district. Teachers also have constitutional rights. The Florida state constitution states, quote, the right of employees by and through a labor organization to bargain collectively shall not be denied or abridged. An organization a labor organization has 3 primary purposes. The first is protection of employees from being discharged without a valid reason. The governor enacted a law that allows teachers employed to be terminated without a valid reason. A teacher, after working 10 years, rated effective every year, can simply be replaced with a younger, better-looking teacher. Second major purpose of a union is to establish the basis on which the employee is compensated. The governor enacted a law requiring teachers be compensated based on what is called performance. A teacher is not able to ensure a student attends school, gets enough sleep so that he can stay awake in class, not come class with high on drugs, does homework, or even attempts to study. A student can decide not to study, get high, and just Christmas tree an exam. As a result, their teacher could be rated as needs improvement and not receive a cost of living adjustment. The third purpose of a labor union is to collectively bargain with their employer a contract on which employees are paid. The governor enacted laws that set the beginning salary at $47,500, and 80% of the funds to pay increases went to ones who had never even worked 1 minute for the school board. Only 20% went for actual ones who worked for the school board. They could have easily required that 20% be distributed equally among those who work for the school system. This would have eliminated any reason to collectively bargain salaries. These all both deny and abridge the constitutional right of teachers to collectively bargain. You may think that the Florida has no Supreme Court, rather a supreme joke with jesters. This time the board, together with teachers' unions, needs to take a chance that the jesters will trade their costumes for black robes, thus give back citizens, teachers, and school boards their constitutional rights. once again, Florida would have local control of operation of public schools, and the Supreme Court is mandated by the Florida State Constitution. I hope that you listen, and I hope you'll get with the union and fight for your rights.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chandler. All right. Next up, Mr. Sosa.
Good evening. My name is Major Yuli Sosa, here representing the United States Marine Corps this evening. I'm responsible for all Marine Corps recruiting from as far north as Crystal River all the way down south to Fort Myers, LaBelle area. Joining me this evening is Gunnery Sergeant Pedroza. He's responsible for the recruiting effort in the Lakeland to Plant City area, and Staff Sergeant Miller, who's responsible for recruiting in the Sebring and South area. And really what I'm here to do tonight is just tell you guys thank you. We cannot accomplish our mission or do our job without your support. Last year in particularly, Polk County submitted the most NROTC scholarships. We handed out $4 million worth of scholarships last year to students in the greater Central Florida region, and you guys received 2 of those $180,000 scholarships. And that does not happen. I do not have that same access in the other counties, so thank you. Having access to the schools is critical for us to do our job. What you can expect over the next year from my recruiters that visit your high schools are professional and ethical leaders that are set on informing students of the opportunities available. Unfortunately, many young students are not eligible for military service. Less than 10% of the population really qualifies, and particularly for the Marine Corps. So something that I just ask that you guys continue to advocate for is pushing the ASVAB for our high school seniors and juniors. The ASVAB is one of the key indicators for us of who qualifies for military service, and quite frankly, for a lot of the recruiters, finding qualified applicants is like finding a needle in the haystack. But you know, having a qualifying ASVAB score, it also does a lot for you guys, as you know, as it gives the school points for anyone that scores in the Tier 2 category. The last 2 things I'd like to highlight for you guys this evening is in February, we host what's called the Educators Workshop. I don't know if anyone's been able to attend that, but once our dates get solidified, I would love to come back and provide that as an opportunity. It's a 1-week vacation to South Carolina where we inform educators on what it means to be a Marine outside of just running around and a lot of the stereotypes that are out there. But again, thank you guys so much for having us this evening. We really appreciate serving this community and being able to witness a lot of the different recognition that occurred this evening. Thank you.
Major Sosa.
I have a feeling we're going to be really busy.
It is, I promise you, we really aim to invite people who want nothing to do with the Marine Corps so that we can show them all the benefits of service. Every job that's in the civilian sector is also in the Marine Corps, and they get to see, you know, small girls to big guys and everyone in between working together as a team. I have yet to meet someone that went to the Educators Workshop and came back disappointed.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Very good.
And Ms. Cunningham, just so you're aware, one of your schools had the young lady who was awarded one of those scholarships last year to cover 4 years of college plus. So kudos and thank you for your partnership with us. Even though, you know, there were some concerns stemming last year because of some legislative action that largely was never intended to target groups like yours or college recruiters and others, but it created such restrictions with requiring parental consent for you to have access to campuses. We were able to work around that with our families and our communities, and you are so strongly embraced here. So I am deeply appreciative for your place here, for your partnership. You are part of the Polk County family, and we deeply appreciate all that you guys do. And I know I speak, I'm not speaking for the board, but I know I speak on behalf of the board. I'm sure they have other compliments. But really, truly appreciate, we have some of the largest and fastest growing ROTC programs in each of the branches. And it continues to be a challenge for us. How do we continue to support and sustain that? But I know you guys have had some challenges, especially this year with opt-out, opt-in language. But we are here to continue to support you and give our students options. Each year, we go out of our way at graduation to ask students to stand and be recognized who have committed themselves to going into one of the branches. And we're proud of them and we love them. And we're deeply appreciative that they're going out there to defend our freedoms and our rights. So thank you again for all that you do, all three of you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you. Hoorah. All right, very good. Board members, next order of business is adjournment. So there being no further business, this meeting of the Polk County School Board is now adjourned.